Good evening, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the Trading Rich educational video for the week. I hope you guys had a wonderful trading week this week. Tomorrow is Friday, so tomorrow is the last trading day of the week. My name is Richard J, and I'm the co-founder and head trader here at Trading Rich. So I have some exciting education video here to share about where the SPY, the QQQ, DIA, and also one of the mega cap stocks, Meta, is going in the next few days and weeks ahead. So I can't wait to share this with you guys. So I'll go ahead and share my screen right away, and then I could get started with the um with the trade idea I have here. Okay, so I'll just share it right away. I'll go to the charts right away here. I'll start with the SPY. That's the ETF that tracks the S&P 500. So here I have an interesting chart here. So over here, this is the weekly chart on the SPY. That's the S&P 500. And we can see that. So I have a parallel channel. So this parallel channel here, it's a very unique one because this parallel channel goes from COVID lows to 2022 bear market lows to 2023 lows and Liberation Day or Trump tariff lows, right? That's where the market sold off during the Liberation Day tariff sell-off. Okay, and once you extend this from there to the top here, we get to the highs of. So it takes you to the highs of 2022 highs, and then once you extrapolate it, it takes you to the current highs, right? Current highs, all-time highs. So there's a double factor confirmation here, right? And also, if you draw a trend line from 2023 lows, that's the 2023 lows, you connect it to this lows to and extend it to this lows, January 6th, you are going to get to this top. So right now we have two things blocking SPY now. So we have the upper channel of the parallel channel, and then we have this trend line here. If SPY is able to break out above this up trend line and this parallel channel and puts in a something like a bullish engulfing candle or any kind of candle of that sort, and we get a confirmation candle after that, we are going to see the SPY breakout and we might get to 700 and over, right? So it's either we break out, we melt up to the upside, or we go down. Okay, so what if this breakout does not happen? If this breakout does not happen, then we'll be going down here to the downside of this channel, of this lower secondary trend line. Okay, I'll go to the daily here to show you how it looks like. So on Monday on Friday we had this top and tail candle, and this top and tail candle was negated this week when we formed a new all-time highs. So as long as then it loses its strength as a top and tail candle, because top and tail candles at a Y state signifies a bearish pattern, right? Some kind of bearish sentiment, right? But it was negated during the week here, so that has been negated. So right now, what SPY needs to do is the SPY first has to do two things if it wants to go up. It needs to break above this trend line, the upper trend line, and also break above this parallel channel trend line, the upper channel of the parallel channel. If it's able to break that, then we are going to get the breakouts and melt up. Okay, so that's what I see for SPY. And if we break below this consolidation here, we are going to head down to the lower level of this trend line, which is the secondary trend line, and we are going to go down and we are going to get some kind of pullback or correction in the market. Okay, so as a trader, we use technicals. Technicals helps us to put the probabilities in our favor, right? No news, no hype, all that kind of stuff. We don't, those are great, but the most important thing is the technicals. The technicals give you 80% probability and puts the probabilities in your favor. So the next one that I have is the QQQ, the good old QQQ. That is the ETF that tracks the Nasdaq. As we all know, the Nasdaq and the tech stocks have been the stocks that have been controlling this market and carrying this market on its shoulders. Okay, so here I have another parallel channel here. This is a weekly time frame. We have the bear market lows, liberation day lows, and once you pull it and extend it, so you do it this way from here, right? You connect the 2 points, 2 lows, 2 pivot lows, and then you extend it to this area. There you have it, right? So that is where we are right now. So here, what is happening is that apart from that too, we have this trend line from 2020 lows. If you extend this trend line from COVID lows to this lows, March 2022, to the top of this, and you extend this where we are right now. So the QQQ, if the QQQ shows more strength, we can rally all the way to this area. So somewhere around 654 or 52, wherever over here is where we are going to break out to. If we break out above, clearly break above this upsloping trend line, which is from 2020. It's a 5-year trend line. You don't just break a 5-year trend line just like that. So this is what I call the mother of all trend lines. So it needs to break it and push up to the top. So once we get somewhere here, if it's able to break out, the next level that I'm going to be watching is here. But right now it's still navigating, trying to break it. If it's able to break it, then we are going to go down and get to at least the 50% range of this channel, which is somewhere here. So that can give us maybe 5% pullback or 10% correction. We shall see how that plays out. So as an investor or a trader, you want to know where the market is at based on technicals. Then that helps you to trade strategically and also invest strategically. Okay. All right. So next one I have here is the DIA. The DIA is an interesting one. Okay. So once again, the same idea using the power of parallel channels. So this here is a masterclass on parallel channels, right? So here we have, so this is a weekly time frame. You go to this COVID low to liberation day lows, and you have to remember that support and resistance and trend lines are not like exact levels, right? They are a zone, right? So if it's a zone, you can connect the pivot low here, this red one, to this other one here, which is 2022 lows and 2023 lows. We get a zone, right? So now when I extend this parallel channel, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. I'll stand it, right? This look great. So for the DIA is still has room to go if it's able to break out above this rising wedge pattern, right? So let's look at the rising wedge pattern closely and see what is happening. So how is this rising wedge pattern being formed? So this rising wedge pattern is being formed from your COVID 2023 lows. You extend it to this area and go here. That's what you get. And then from here, the liberation day lows extended to this, you get this rising wedge, right? And anybody that knows a rising wedge pattern, this is an example of a rising wedge pattern. Rising wedge patterns are usually bearish in nature, right? They can be bearish in nature. So let's look at it from this standpoint here. So this is how it looks like, right? And this was a topping tail. This topping tail was the first confirmation. And then a break below the topping tail is second confirmation. So now we've pulled to this area. What needs to happen next is that for tomorrow or the days ahead, we break below this 462 level and go down, right? That's going to cause this to sell, and we are going to, has legs to come all the way here. So first target from there, if we break this, is going to be here, and then second target is going to be here, okay? Right. So that is the DIA, okay? So that's what I'm watching. So this is an ETF that I'm looking to short. That's my trade plan. I'm looking to short this to bring it to somewhere here or even here, right? So this is the first to fall in the three ETFs or indices. It looks like the Dow is the first one to fall. The DIA is the ETF for the Dow. Okay. Next one I have. So here I have this ticker, Meta. So among the mega cap stocks who deal with AI and stuff like that, Meta is one of them that has sold off recently. And why did it sell off? It sold off due to this due to this head and shoulders pattern. Okay. So this head and shoulders pattern is sold off. It broke this trend line here, which was the neckline, and it came all the way down. Okay. So over here we have the 689 level. It held that level because this is a quadruple bottom, right? It held it and it's now rallying. So from now to the time that Meta has their earnings on October 29th, before the earnings, I expect Meta to come to at least 250, right? It could do that even tomorrow. So one stock, one mega cap stock that I'm looking at, and I'm looking to buy call options. I've already bought call options on this, is to trade Meta, right? So if you can afford Meta, because these days Meta is very expensive, you can get the Metu, right? Metu. So that's the double leverage ETF. Double leverage ETF, at least you can get like $45 calls expiring in November, and you can hold it. Okay. So I like Meta 250 calls. I've already taken the position. That's my trade plan, my trade idea. And this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purposes. Okay. So here, if we push here, I think we are going to push above this trend line. Once we crack it, this is going to go. So give or take, by the time that Meta does its earnings, I will not be surprised if Meta will be back here at all-time highs. So this is one high probability trade that I have in mind for the mega cap sector. One which is Meta, and then one short that I'm looking at is DIA. So DIA has shown the first sign of cracking, and it has already cracked. So we are going to need more follow through to the upside. So I hope this video was helpful, and it showed you how to use parallel channels. So this is a masterclass on parallel channels, how to use parallel channels to predict where price is going, and also acting, it could act as support and resistance as well. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please hit the notification button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the like button if you like this video. We shall chat more again later in the next live stream, which is going to be on Sunday night. So if you're not part of our YouTube channel, please subscribe and then join us live. Join me live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, when I present the game plan for the week on how I plan to make money during the week. So which is a very good time to tune in to learn, and also how to execute, right, when Monday market bell goes off. Okay, so have a good night, guys. Bye bye.